All right, so now we're live. Not live, really, but so hi everyone. Welcome to our second Mindful Monday. I'm Rachel. These are free informational calls trying to build our little community. The first Monday of each month, every topic's going to vary. There's typically a topic, a takeaway, and then a small action that you can carry with you through the month. Camera's obviously always optional. As we stated, you're welcome to listen and drop questions in the chat as we go. But today we are talking about fragrances defined. And you're going to leave with what I'm calling the fragrance finder. It's a very easy way to become more aware about what is around our home. It is not, none of this, I'll prereq, is meant to like fearmonger or like overwhelm or any of that. It does, though, help us make those mindful decisions as we progress through our day or week or month or year, to kind of see this lens that's kind of been open for us. So my hope is that this becomes a steady place to learn and stay connected. And obviously there's no pressure. It's just practice. Everything is just practice. So the three big things that I want us to know about fragrance in general is fragrance is a category. It's not a single ingredient. So when you see the term fragrance on any labels on anything, as I'm like looking around surrounded by product, but these are bad examples because the fragrances are very clearly stated as clean and phthalate free. But on labels, it's often going to show up as a fragrance or perfume or similar wording. Fragrance tends to concentrate in a few daily routines. Think about it. Most of our homes, it's laundry, our personal care, and then like home scents. And I would even say like not just laundry, like cleaning in general, right? All of our cleaning products are going to carry fragrance. Those are often repeated. And so those are like our big hitters, if you will, throughout the day. So fragrance is a category. It's not an ingredient. And it's concentrated, typically it's concentrated to a few daily routines. And then the last but not least is the awareness has to come before change, right? We don't know, we don't know. So if we're doing what we're not doing here is like a full purge, right? I tell that to everyone who comes into the refill too, like, don't go and like clean out your cabinets of all of your products. Like, I want you to use it. Let's not be wasteful. We're noticing that the importance and what we're taking away is that we're noticing these patterns and choosing a small shift that fits real life. Because again, the scales and the logo for Mindful Mercantile represent balance, and life is all about balance. So we want to notice first and then choose one small change, just like last month on the clarity talk. So I wanted to add like a little educational component for today, more so than just like diving right into the sheet. I have various scents in my home. I burn incense that I know is not truly clean. I also will have an occasional candle. I have noticed a big difference though between the clearly stated fragrance ingredients, like an essential oil candle versus, a perfume or a true masked fragrance. So if you want to keep scent, which most people do, if you want to keep it, here's what you want to watch out for. Okay. One, phthalates. We don't want them. What they are in plain language are a group of chemicals. They're often used in plastics, and some have also been used in fragrance to help scent last longer. When people talk about phthalates in fragrance, that's what they mean. So it literally is the chemical that makes it stick to our clothes, to our homes, to all of it. Okay. Why do people avoid them? Well, there's strong evidence in both animal and developmental studies for reproductive effects. So they are what we call our endocrine and reproductive disruptors. That's why most people choose to reduce the exposure in places that it's maybe easy, like everyday products, right? The tricky part is labels will not spell that out. Most don't. Most do not say, I have phthalates. Okay. Because again, the term fragrance is a category. So it can have 100 different ingredients behind that term. In the US, fragrance ingredients can be listed under the simple term fragrance or perfume rather than disclosing each component. So you won't always see the what's inside the blend component. I can speak to the products in Mindful Mercantile. It is clearly stated what is inside the blend of their fragrances, and most of which is essential oil based. But the fragrance oils that we know that are considered like family and pet safe are the fragrance oils without phthalates. And typically speaking, you want to leverage, most candle fragrances are now gearing towards that. But you'll see terms like family and pet safe. So if you keep scent, you want to choose those lower risk scent habits. So be mindful about like where scent might be intentional, not where it's automatic, and prioritize the products that don't live on your skin all day too, right? So like example, a candle burning for an hour to freshen a space to me is not as detrimental as something that's touching the largest organ in your body, your skin, right? So my switch, my mindful move has been towards my cleaning products in my house. And it's tricky. It's tricky. So maybe prefer rinse off over leave on. So for example, like scented hand soaps, the hand soaps that we carry in shop, for example, I coined them like our Bath and Body Works ones, right? They're seasonal. Those are created with fragrance oils, but those oils are phthalate free, but they are more smelly, right, than the essential oil blends that we carry. But they're on hand soaps, and that's something that I'm cool with. And like that, I would take a scented hand soap over like a scented lotion or even a perfume. Do I use perfumes? Yes. Big one. Don't spray it on your neck. This is the closest. I mean, you've got your thyroid and all these lymphs and glands right here that support your endocrine system, and you're just blasting it with perfumes. So that's what we've always known, right? I like the spray and walk-in method. Sometimes I'll put them on my pulse points, you know, and just kind of do like in the hair a little bit and maybe like on the body, but try not to blast it on the neck. Reduce your extras first. So things like plugins, sprays, those scent beads that go in your laundry, those are a huge offender. And dryer sheets too. The alternate to dryer sheets are the, oh gosh, it's way too high. Never mind. Are the dryer balls, the wool dryer balls. You can sprinkle some essential oils, a few drops of essential oils on there, and throw them in the dryer, and boom, you have a nice clean way of adding a little fragrance to your dryer. Ventilate when you use scented cleaners. So obviously open a window or run a fan. Many of those scented products can contribute to our indoor VOCs. And that's important too. Like, so you buy paint, right? Paint's a big one too. It's always keep your windows open. Those vapors are not good. Pick one daily driver to go fragrance free and just see, right? Maybe laundry detergent is like, you're like, no, I need my laundry to have some sort of a smell. Or maybe you just opt for like something super simple like hand soap. Think how many times a day you wash your hands, right? So maybe negate that one and go fragrance free. That's immediately improving your baseline exposure, right? So we talk about tax load a lot too. If we're walking around every single day and we're exposed to fragrances everywhere, it adds up over time. So we want to keep scent as a choice and remove it as a default. So what to look for? So label language, this is important. So words that usually mean a fragrance blend are going to be words like fragrance, perfume, or perfume, whatever the difference is, E and no E, right? If a brand does disclose phthalates, which is like I don't think I've ever personally seen, I've maybe seen this acronym, but you might see names like diethyl phthalate. I'm saying it wrong. Whatever. And it's DEP, DEP is the acronym. So stay away from acronyms DEP, DBP, DEHP, or BBP. Those are not common on everyday labels, but they're worth knowing. So there are some hot buttons, like, you know, when we say that people have like greenwash stuff, marketing words that people confuse often. Okay. Unscented, y'all, unscented can still contain masking fragrances.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. It's brand dependent, of course. So like, again, rustic strength, when they say unscented, it is truly unscented. And you would know by looking at the ingredient list. But there are instances where I have tested this theory, and I want to say, I feel like I can't say the name unless I know for sure. One of the larger commercial brands that are a free and clear line, there is a fragrance ingredient within the ingredient listing. So it's just interesting, but yeah, they can do that. Okay. Fragrance free is typically aiming for no fragrance ingredients added, but that's again, still brand dependent. So these terms aren't regulated the same way everywhere, obviously. So if someone is sensitive, fragrance free is usually the cleaner starting point. Okay, this is something that I wanted to add to the sheet that I didn't get time to. Let's try to think of some guardrails, and you can note this down or even put it on your takeaway. If I want to keep scent around, my guardrails are no plugins or no sprays as a daily default. Maybe that's just where you start. Or maybe you're like, laundry is going to be fragrance free or reduced, meaning instead of Tide or Gain or, you know, a fragrance based detergent, because I could go down the rabbit hole, y'all, on the general ingredients in most detergents. But if you were to deduce that to essential oil only, we carry rosemary mint in the shop. That is an essential base. What's nice about it is you still smell really nice and clean, but it's not overpowering. And do I smell rosemary mint? No, not particularly, but it's nice. It smells clean. Whereas our other option, just as an example, is the fresh linen. That is a fragrance oil that does linger a little bit more, but there's no phthalates. No phthalates. It's a fragrance blend, a safe fragrance blend, plus essential oils. So it's a little different. So just keep note, again, when you're in a big box retailer, if you're looking for fragrance free, just still read the ingredients and double check that there is no oddball fragrance or perfume or proprietary blend. A lot of times too, they'll say like proprietary scent. Those are like those masking fragrances that they spoke to. Maybe you just want to ventilate when cleaning. Maybe that's your first step. I'm just going to ventilate and just be mindful of like getting that lingering out. Or I choose rinse off scented items over leave on scented items. Hand soap versus lotion. Or I look for phthalate free when possible. Now, there are some commercial brands that will state phthalate free, but then I get frustrated because it's still littered with a bunch of other disruptors. So sometimes we can't win them all, but at least you're aware of what to look out for in terms of fragrance. So if you want to pull up that finder sheet, does anyone have any questions thus far? No? If you want to pull up that fragrance finder sheet, which I'm going to do the same because I thought I did and I don't see it in my window. Oh, here it is. Okay, cool. Let's go over this. All right. So where fragrances show up most. Think about your house, your home. Circle 1. Laundry, cleaning, body care, hair care, home fragrance, or other. Where do you think it shows up most for you? Because this is different for all of us, right? And then state why you are paying attention to those fragrances for this month. What's your reason? What's your why? Now, the room by room finder to me is a really interesting way of uncovering where these fragrances can kind of hide and linger. And I don't necessarily expect you to do this right now, but like literally even the act of just consciously walking around your house and being like, oh, okay. So everywhere in your home, I mean, I could tell you right now from a bathroom personal care, every single one of those items, more than likely in your home, are going to have fragrance in them. And so it's this kind of like, whoa moment, because when you complete this, odds are very good, dang near every single box will be checked, right? So that is just the simple visual act of saying, okay, it's a lot to do here. That's why I said, like, don't overwhelm yourself. Fragrance is not bad. It's the abundance. It's the overabundance of how we're exposed to it that can really kind of wreak havoc on the body. And like I said, from a reproductive and endocrine state, throw us off. So go through and just kind of look. And even if you do use unscented, like I would love to know if you find a culprit that is supposedly unscented that indeed has a fragrance or has some sort of proprietary, is what they usually say. Oh, you guys, this one was a crazy discovery for me because I did this the other day. Dishwasher pods. Okay. First things first, my husband has obsession. He hoards dishwasher pods. It's like a fear of his, I guess, that we'll run out of pods one day. So we had a ton. Okay. And the one was Cascade. And in the bucket, and it was like 1,000 count. There were so many. I knew there were artificial colors because for the Cascade ones, there's red, there's blue, and then you have the white powder. I looked at the back and my head nearly exploded looking at the ingredients list because I was like, first of all, can't pronounce half of them. Second of all, every single ingredient had a purpose. One was to clean plates. One was to clean stainless steel. One was to deodorize. One was to clean glass. Well, I'm not kidding. Like it broke out like every possible item that you would put in your dishwasher to like somehow justify the ingredient. Y'all, our dishwasher powder at the shop, I think has 3 ingredients in it. Sodium and everything I know and I can pronounce. Sodium bicarbonate, sodium percarbonate. Oh, it's right here. Perfect. Sodium carbonate, sodium percarbonate, sodium citrate, sodium metalloscate, which is basically it's a salt more or less, sodium chloride, another salt, and then sodium gluconate, which is another salt. So a lot of salts because it helps remove any residues. But like that's it. Like all sodium percarbonate is what we know is like soda ash or washing soda. Sodium bicarbonate is baking soda. You see what I'm saying? And then what I love about our stuff too at the Rustic Strength brand is the ingredients will actually tell you what it is and what it does. If it is, because they are scientific names. So it's like, but anyway, so that was interesting to me. I gave it to my husband. I said, give this to your buddies at work. Just take it because I don't want it. So that was one of the things that I kind of discovered where I was like, what is this? What else? Plugins, y'all. That is like a big one. That's a big one. Plugins just wreak havoc and they're not necessarily safe for our pets either. So that's a big one. I do use diffusers in my home, but I choose for essential oils. And like I said, I do use incense, and I'm 90% certain that there's some sketchy things in incense, but I open a window, right? So it's just balance. And then you would indicate your hotspots. So where are the places where fragrance shows up most in your daily routine? And then maybe that's where you focus. Because again, we have to be realistic. You're not going to go throw out all your stuff, right? So use it, open a window. But this is this mindful like awareness where you're like, oh. And now when you're in the store, maybe you go to the back and you look at the ingredients and you look to see what you're dealing with. Bonus if the packaging says it's phthalate free. But also, unless it says essential oils, there could be a slew of things hidden behind that term, which is unfortunate. We need to make a change to that. All right, what else on this sheet? Let's see here. So choose your small shift, right? So maybe you pick one category to focus on. What's your area? And then your small shift. You can replace it if it's something you're maybe not crazy about in general and you just want to get rid of it. Reduce frequency, use it less often, remove an extra scent, or switch a daily use item. And then check your product labels. This is, again, something I noticed. I don't see the perfume one as often. I feel like that's mostly seen in like actual perfumes and candles. But most of mine did say fragrance. I did have a lot of essential oil blends. You guys, I shouldn't say never. I don't think I have ever seen natural fragrance on anything. So just kind of an interesting way to look at it. And then, yeah, like your closing piece here, awareness first, one small change at a time, and maybe whatever you're focusing on this month. Let's see. Any other questions? We only have 5 minutes left. No?
No, this is cool though. Like my brain's kind of.
Well, and especially like for people too, like we didn't even really hit on the allergen component of fragrance.
Oh, it's
crazy. Especially like you don't know what's in it.
The headaches that come from candles are crazy to me, and I don't understand. So I've just started, if I like the cute candle jar, I buy the candle, take like a hot gun, melt the bad wax out, but like the fragrance wax out, and just remelt just soy wax into it. Because I was like, I love this jar, I love this candle.
Well, and odds are good you're probably still getting a little bit of the fragrance, not in its entirety, just because it's kind of sticks to the jar.
Yeah.
But you're still getting it in like a normal healthy dose, probably.
Yeah, like where I don't get a headache. Where I'm like, I can't smell it. I'm not getting a headache, but like
yeah, they're considered top allergen. They are endocrine, which is your hormone disruptor, and then asthmagens, which can cause asthma. Never tried to pronounce that word in my life. And then neurotoxins, which can impact the brain. They can even cause metabolic syndrome and make it nearly impossible to lose weight. And carcinogens. There are cancer-causing ingredients behind fragrance in some cases too. So again, it's not fear-mongering. It's simply helping us reduce exposure in meaningful ways. I cleaned an office building. Well, I did. Today's my last day. Woohoo! And in doing that, like, it irks my soul because we have plugins everywhere. So I took them out of like the main building. I'm like, if it's clean, we shouldn't need them. Why do we need them? Right? Blah. But those even give me a headache.
Yeah. It doesn't feel good. It's just like every time you take a breath in, you get like a smack to your head. Like, oh, nope, this is bad.
Yeah, exactly.
But I want that candle jar, let me tell you.
Yes. I'm a jar girl. Trust me.
Oh my gosh.
I get it. Okay. So that's this month's chatty chat. I had some other notes I wanted to hit on though about the rest of this month, what's coming at Mindful and all that fun stuff. Where? I closed my window. Okay, here it is. All right. So no other questions. Thank you again for being here wholeheartedly. I love
Thank
this
you.
time. We had like 8 signed up, so I think I just screw people up every time we had like 12 signed up on the first one and like 8 this time, but my links failed me. So now it's set up. So whoever schedules in March, or Lisa, because I think Lisa, you might have scheduled out, but whoever scheduled for March, I'll have to manually send a meeting to. But again, thank you for being here. Again, awareness first, one small change at a time. That's our big motto. You're going to receive that. Well, you already got the fragrance finder. And if you didn't, let me know. But next month, we're going to actually talk about mindful consumption and what that means or what it could look like for us each individually. I hope you'll join us again. Consider joining us for our Mindful Vision workshop, which is being held on February 18th. It's a great time to just kind of visualize your year ahead and some of the goals you might have. Also, my other business, Root Gardening, is hosting a garden intensive at the shop on March 1st. That is an amazing investment. It's going to basically give you the most solid foundation you possibly can to either begin gardening or to amplify your gardening as it is today. And we also opened an earring, a boho earring workshop that I'm super excited to have. That is going to be in March as well, the 21st. And everything is on the website per usual under the events category. So go check those out. But yeah, she just dropped off. Look at this beautiful jewelry. She just dropped off new beauties.
Ooh.
And so what I love about her is she does botanical imprints. I don't know if you can see on this one. This one actually has,
Oh, that's pretty.
what is it? A fern. A fern imprint. She has the name of the fern, but I can't read it. But like, then she does these cool ones. These are jackets. So like the earring itself, you can take the gem off or on, which is cool. It's got quartz. But yeah, she's super awesome. So that's who's hosting for us. She does beautiful work. So that's going to be a fun one. I'm excited for that one. Sometimes I feel like ours are like super educational and like this one's kind of like unplug your brain type of education. All right. I won't take up any more of your time. If you guys have any questions or if anything comes to you or discover something cool, shoot me an email. I would love to hear about it or come in and chat.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Appreciate
guys.
it.
Thanks, Rachel.
Yeah. Have a good day.
You too.
Thanks. I'll talk to you guys.
Bye.
Bye.